It is my friend and colleague Nigel. What a great man. It's a pleasure to be playing him. We're going to play the St. George. It's my latest video. We're not going to double down. I think this is called a Polish defense, isn't it? I don't even know. I assume he's going to play e4. He has not played e4. He's played something else. Well, you're going to play something else. I'm going to play something else. So should we play the rather logical bishop b7? Now we're really going to concentrate here because chess is quite a hard game. We could push the pawn or we could play a6. Now what Nigel is doing here is playing solid and sensible. I didn't need to play a6 actually because bishop can't take, but now the bishop can take. So let's think about our structure. What on earth am I doing? Well, let's not just worry about that for now. Let's just develop a knight. Control over e4. Let's just develop safely and soundly. Is there not part of you that wants to play bishop d6 here? Double pawns? Okay, we'll play boringly. Bishop e7. Everyone's playing sensibly. Castle. So what this has really turned into is a London system where black is playing a load of nonsense. That's what really it is. The London system and a load of nonsense. So maybe the knight's coming to c3. That's why we've got this, and that is very sensible. So what I'm going to do is, I think I've got a feeling d6 is right here. Now the problem with my play is that it's quite passive. You know, I mean, I'm not really... Okay, I don't understand that, but there's a lot of things in life I don't understand. This, development. Okay, I understand that. And the answer is, I'm going to take it. And so, are there any weaknesses here? Are there any ideas? There's a knight left to develop. What about bishop here? Nah. What about knight here? Yeah. You know, I'm starting to wonder if f5 might not be called for here. Is f5 called for? Weakening this square? Do I really want to do such a thing? I'm stopping the knight developing. That's my incredibly deep plan. So I imagine that white will play queen c2 to allow the knight to develop. And then I will feel a bit of moral pressure to play f5, and I will probably give in to that moral pressure. And I'll be careful not to lose the d6 pawn in that situation. Although I could be really boring and play d5. What do we think? No one knows. I think f5 is consistent, isn't it? f5 is just more interesting. Okay, he's just going to evict. He's not going to give me a chance to play such stupidities. He's just going to evict. And I'm going to say, I don't want to be evicted. I want to stay. And what actually this is doing is relieving congestion in my position because I've actually got the least space. I don't like that, okay? But then, Nigel's a brilliant player, but I don't like that. Because the reason I don't like it is because I think it creates weaknesses around the king, which I am now going to try to exploit. He takes back with a knight. And I want to know if I can play knight h5, but it doesn't really work at the moment because his bishop's going to go to h2. Takes with a queen. Not a good day for me guessing today. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to ignore those weaknesses around the king. We're going to play rook here. We're going to put the bishop under. We may even fianchetto it. I'm going to put bishop f8. I'm going to play g6. I may even fianchetto just see what he's going to do. Because I don't have what you would call weaknesses in my position. I mean, I do, but not many. Bishop backs off. All right. No, I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, see, the point is I've got the push. The reason I wanted to do this whole little plan is because I want to push here. Which is fine. It's correct, isn't it? Do I go in for the full fianchetto? Who knows? Do I go in for d5 here? d5 would be quite funny, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? What's he going to play? e5? Or do I just play e5? Do I play e5? We have to think about where are the dark square weaknesses. Okay, what I'm going to do is fianchetto the bishop and then try to play c5 and hope that that bishop is powerful on the long diagonal. I hope I'm going to play knight h5, c5, various ideas like that. So knight h5 will come with tempo. I'll play c5. Before I play c5, I'll probably avoid the swap of queens. Ooh, no one wants to lose a bishop. And what do I do about this? I think I just do this, don't I? The problem with this is that the problem is this pawn, actually, because I can play bishop a8, but then this pawn becomes a little bit vulnerable. I mean, the nice move I've always got here, I'm always thinking about, is knight h5, which is really juicy. Queen e7 some point, queen e7, pawn c5. Let's get to work on those dark squares, eh? Oof. Isn't that just giving me everything I've asked for? Okay, so without even thinking about it, we're going to play this. We're going to hit the bishop, and we're going to wonder if this is not a party on the dark squares. Everybody likes a party. It's New Year's Eve. We're going to party on the dark squares. Bishop h2. What am I going to play? Queen. No, queen here. Yeah, queen here. I like queen here. That allows me to drop the knight into there. Isn't queen here really good? And now, I'm not sure why it has any threats, really. Queen here, knight here, bishop here. Oh, that's the end of days. Well, it's not the end of days. But the point is, black has a really nice initiative on the dark squares. You know, something to play for. I mean, this knight also is a little bit vulnerable. But, yeah, all right. This. I'm trying to put my... So, for instance, queen here loses the knight. If he's worried about my queen, which he should be, queen here takes, and the knight's dropped. I want to play knight here and force the loss of the dark square bishop. I basically want to get in on the dark squares. Everybody loves dark squares, particularly if you're playing a dark square system as black or as white. But this is essentially a little bit like a King's Indian now. Okay, now what is this? f4. So the reason I'm not playing knight g3 is there is no reason for not playing knight g3. There's no pin. There's no problem. I can always take the bishop with check. I'm good with that. I think he's taking this because I just think he has to. Because otherwise, okay, but can I take this? So, okay. I take the knight. He takes with the rook. Maybe I take here. Maybe I just play it safe. So he's retained his dark square bishop, right? Maybe I back off. Cat and mouse. So let's just look at it. Okay, I take the knight. He takes with the rook. I take here. His queen moves. I've got a check here. His king goes in the corner. Okay, and what does this check here hit? I take the knight, he takes with the rook, I take here, queen goes somewhere, I've got a check here, king goes in the corner. It's not clear, is it? Not clear to me anyway. So if I take here, he'll take with a knight, won't he? I can't risk everything at this point. I take there, he takes with the rook. I take there, hitting the queen. His queen goes there. I think it works. I take, he takes with the rook. I take there, his queen moves somewhere. His queen can move here, look. That's the problem. Yeah, I don't like it. We'll look at it later on the computer, and we'll show that I've got it all horribly wrong. But for now, it's check. He's going to take with the knight every day of the week. It is the only move. He's going to take with the knight. I'm going to back the bishop off. We're going to fight for control. So what's he going to do? His rook, he can't really take. You see, there's some annoying... Well, he can take. He can take. I'll take back. Yeah. He's worried about tactics. So what I'm going to do is just not think too hard and just break out in the centre. Or maybe this. Maybe this. This. It's quite cute, isn't it? So now his knight's attacked. This is such a complicated game. I mean, chess and this particular game of chess. So if he takes with a pawn, can't take the queen. If he takes with a pawn, I'm taking here, end of days. Has to take with this pawn. When he takes with this pawn, I go here with the knight. I go here with the queen, attacking his knight. He goes here with the knight. Yeah, okay. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm just freestyling it here. You know, the big problem actually is my bishop doesn't really have a life. So I'm going to give my bishop some life. Live! Bishop, live! I'm going to give my bishop some life. And I like that. That bishop along the long diagonal has to play a role in this game. Otherwise, what was it all for, eh? What was it all for? But I've got a really nice fianchettoed king's bishop. I hope Nigel's enjoying this game. I'm enjoying it. I've got a really nice fianchettoed king's bishop. I just need to get my other bishop going, and we're going to be in heaven. So I don't think he wants to take this. I think he wants to keep it all shut up. So he wants take, but then I'll do queen here. And I'm hitting the knight twice, and I'm hitting the pawn twice. And if the knight comes here, I chop. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But then, you know, life's full of surprises, right? Okay, well, let's not get too hung up on what the surprises are. We just take. Now what I want to do is try to hit this pawn, but I don't know how to do that. So he's boxed his bishop in, hasn't he? Something rotten. Okay, so I'm going to centralise my queen. I mean, maybe check here. Maybe. I suppose the theory is check, takes, attacking this rook, attacking this bishop. So check, so it could be I take, he takes, check. Yeah, alright, let's do this. Because we don't know what we're doing here, do we? We're just playing chess all day long without any real clear plan. Oh, but he's got a check at the back. No, this is bad. The point is check. Check, queen takes, rook takes. He's got this check at the back, which is absolutely appalling. Okay, well, I'm just going to do this spurious pin of his knight. It's not really... I have no idea what the idea there is. But look, it's a nice square for the bishop, okay, isn't it? It's a nice square for the bishop. Then maybe what we'll do is we'll move our queen to here. We're running low on time, so what's going to happen now is we're going to start moving quickly. If his knight moves away, I'll take there with check. All right. Okay. So, king's reasonably safe. Not too worried. We're not going to let the rook check at the back and win our bishop. We are going to try to win this pawn. Okay. So we're just going to... So he, very sensibly, is defending this pawn because he knows I'm going to want to win it. This check here wins a pawn. And time's getting short here, so things like this. And he knows it wins a pawn. Look, he's seen it. Check. He's seen it, he's seen it, he's seen it. Now the question is, this attacks the knight, which is defended anyway. So this is a completely empty threat. And it is a threat that he has risen to. I mean, he's played very well. Attacking my queen. I don't mind if he takes my... So no one's threatening anything much here, I don't think. Okay, we're going to play here. So what we're looking at is maybe the knight can take here, look, and maybe that's pretty hard. It's a pretty good move for white. Yeah, right. Just saw it. A bit too late, perhaps. So what I'm claiming now is that everything's going to come off and it's going to be a draw. Because that bishop doesn't have to move, but I think will move. Yeah, he can defend it that way. But can't I just do this? So, I mean, there may be some craziness here. Something bad might happen to me, but I can't see what. Rook there. Okay. Check at the back. No. Okay. I mean, should we try this? Don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Rook has to move. Where will it go? There. There. Has he got any sort of... Has he got any... Okay, I think what we're going to do is... It's all going to get very sort of blitzy, isn't it, really, here? Okay, so this is what's known in the trade as a dead draw. And we all know it's a dead draw. And I'm going to pretend it's not a dead draw, even though it is, because there's 38, 37, 36 seconds left. And go on then, I'll take a draw, just this once. Good game, Nigel, I enjoyed that.